Hello, this is the finals of the Quarantine Cup, playing SamE. I believe we've played in the finals before, so that's interesting. I'm starting with the 5-2 here. Trashing is Sauna, so I guess you want to go for that. You get a ton of gains with Armory. Draw is Sauna and Avanto. Buy is Messenger Hamlet. Village is Village. Crossroads Hamlet. Gains with Armory, gains with Treasure Map, attack a little bit with Gatekeeper. Probably won't come up. Palace is not a huge deal. I could go for the Crossroads to try to high roll a little bit. Or I could go to the Hamlet knowing that I'm going to want plus buy sooner or later. So I think I'll go for the Hamlet. And they get into Armory. Yeah, I like the Armory here. I'm considering messengering an Armory, knowing that the second Armory doesn't do them a whole lot of good. It gives them a lot of terminals. Then they just buy a Village here, though, and then they're pretty happy about it. So I can also messenger a Hamlet, or just go for the Sauna stuff, but I think I'm going to go for Armory. It seems like a good card here. I want to gain a ton of copies of all of the 4 costs. So here I am going to get the Sauna as the only way to trash. Well, how do I line it up with? How do I line it up with silver reliably is the question I'll have to answer. So with 3, I need to get a silver so I can try to collide it with Sauna. I can also consider getting some Gatekeepers. The Gatekeepers mess with... what do the Gatekeepers do? The Gatekeepers mess with... Gatekeepers mess with the Sauna Avanto stuff a little bit, but that's it. So Armory, I can Armory a silver to try to collide it with the Sauna. Buy a, or I could just get 2 Saunas. That feels so terrible. And my next turn is going to be really sad if I don't do this. I'm going to get a silver on top. And I guess there's also the Messenger Sauna trick you can do. I'm going to actually undo that. I'm going to do the Messenger Sauna trick. I don't think it's good, but it's fun. And it's a bit of a silly undo, but there's no new information, so it's allowed. I'm going to have like 2 or 3 here, and they're going to be able to buy. Stuff. So they're armoring a silver. That makes sense because they've got Saunas coming up. I'm going to play all my cards. So I've got 4. Don't see a reason to discard here. And I'm going to get another silver. This is actually decent. The rest of my deck is going to be pretty nice this shuffle. So that's their first trash. So I feel good about that. I can get the second Hamlet. Which doesn't seem great. I think I'm going to pick up a Crossroads now with 2 sources of plus buy. Hopefully they don't get to all the Avantos before I get to any of them, but it seems like that's going to be the case. I will discard here. Fortunately, couldn't find a lot of good stuff to trash, but that's life. Keep. Now I do need to add draw, and I'm not going to be able to get Avantos probably. So I made my bed here, and I'll lie in it. I took a line that got me more Saunas, but it really hurt my ability to get Avantos. And they're going to get 4 Avantos. Now I could have hit 5 easily on either turn 9 or 7. It didn't seem super unlikely that I'd never hit 5, but they're going to hit 5 now and buy the last Avanto. We'll see if that means they're super far ahead and they're going to win this match. Quarantine Cup's a nice tournament because we get a lot of spectators. So, and there'll be another commentary track that I can link to, but Mick Sinak is doing the commentary there. Oh, they do have a Hamlet. So they discard it for plus action, but not for plus buy, which seems a little questionable to me. They're going to be able to get thin here. I've not been able to trash any of my estates. They've trashed a couple. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to need the plus buy here. So I'll go Sauna, Avanto, Sauna, Sauna. Again, I did not find a single one of my states to trash, so I can just trash 2 coppers here and I will gain a village, I guess, by an envoy. I think I'm going to trash all the way down. I want to get thin. Again, I'm finding all of my estates together, unrelated to trashing, so this is a little unfortunate. This does not seem like a function of me getting extra saunas. This just seems like the estates are clumped together. And I suspect they're going to be able to draw through here, and they're going to have a nice turn. So I've got to hope to find an Avanto or an Envoy in these top 2 cards. A silver would not be bad. I've got some saunas, so I've got some good stuff. I never did see... Okay, I armored a village last turn. So the armory is doing a little bit of work, but I'm pretty far behind, given that they have 4 Avantos, and they can chain them like this, and they've also trashed 2 estates, and I haven't trashed any. The only thing I have going for me is I have Messenger. I have these extra envoys, which are poor man's Avantos, but I've got 2 of them, and they've got 3 Avantos. So in that respect, I'm not like completely behind on that. As the game progresses and the decks get bigger, the envoy won't be as problematic because the Avanto is going to have harder time finding the saunas. Although once I start to add provinces, then I get worse cards. Okay, they're able to gain and play an armory, which is interesting. That's a nice trick to just ramp up your actions, top deck a village in case they have to play an Avanto without a sauna. So that's quite nice. And they're pretty much all the way thinned now. Yeah, I think they're all the way thin. Probably you need to consider what your payload is in this deck. Are you going to get a bunch of improves, gatekeepers, golds, messengers? They could do treasure map stuff. They've got enough draw for it, potentially. We'll see if they buy treasure map now. They got another armory. Okay. Lead on the village. Okay. Not much to do here. Probably should just resign. But I don't like resigning this early. So, do I need more villages? Not really. I think I've got enough villages. Need more draw. Need more money. I'll grab an improve. Maybe I can do something with improve tricks. I do have 2 saunas, Avanto, 2 envoys at the bottom of this shuffle. So I have 5 out of 6 chance of finding one of those. I think there's probably 1 copper, so it's like 50-50 as to whether I find one of those draw cards in these 6. And as we see, Sam continues to do nice things on their turn, and I continue to fall further behind. I think, my line maybe not was great, but this draw here where I drew 4 was pretty unlucky, and then this draw here where I drew 2 was very unlucky. It easily could have been 3 coppers and 2 estates, and I get to trash one of those estates. And then this draw here where I drew 3 estates, village, sauna, and I have 3 big draw cards, and they're all in the bottom of the deck. So this was very unlucky, even though I did not play the strategy that gives me the best chance of being... There are strategies you could play. Sam's strategy has less risk, I think. My strategy had a little bit more risk, but I still got some rough shuffles. I've still got a chance here to pick up an estate, pick up a draw card and draw that. I'm not sure what they're doing, but I'm just going to allow the undo. I think that's in the spirit of the game, and Sam is a well-spirited player, so I'm assuming if they ask for an undo, it's reasonable. Yeah, they're able to double gain treasure maps here, which is quite nice. I hadn't realized that's a good line, but that is quite nice because they can now play them this turn. And potentially even draw some of those golds, so it looks like. Yeah, and we'll see. If I get a turn off this turn, I'll resign. If I get a turn off this turn, I'll play out, but probably resign if the Sauna does not find a Avanto or Envoy. And if it's an Envoy, it's actually not terrible because I'll have 2 nice draw cards down there. Yeah, so this is just what it looks like when your deck gets online first. They're maybe 3 or 4 turns ahead of me. Now they need to add buy, so they can probably add some hamlets. And it looks like they have sufficient draw, pretty much. Although they could add a little bit more. It's something tactically to notice on the very last turn of the game, you can add some coppers to make your palace points go up. Oh, it was a hamlet, okay. Sad times. The bottom 3 cards of the deck were Avanto and 2 Envoys. Well, that's the game. Yeah. I had Avanto and 2 Envoys in the bottom 5. Well, that's what it was. Sam played that quite nicely, and I played some weird stuff to get the extra saunas, but I think if the 3 estates aren't clumped together and the draw cards aren't all clumped together, I at least could have been closer. Instead of being down behind 3 or 4 turns, I would have been behind 1 or 2 turns. So, well played by Sam. Certainly they are in victory. They played very well today. Congratulations, and second place for me. Thank you all for watching.